Today, the fate of President Trump's travel ban could be decided in federal court.
The 9th District Court of Appeals in San Francisco is expected to hold the hearing tonight, 6 o'clock California time. Judges will decide whether to reinstate the travel ban or keep it on hold. This executive order, it does temporarily bar refugees and people from 7 Muslim countries from entering the United States, suspending the refugee program for 120 days. A federal judge suspended that executive order on Friday. And here at home in North Carolina, Attorney General Josh Stein is taking a stand against that ban, announcing last night he's joining 16 other attorneys general supporting a brief filed by Washington State and also Minnesota in a federal lawsuit against the travel ban. In part, he said President Trump's executive order undermines the core American value of religious tolerance and makes us less safe. It signals to the world that America sees all Muslims as terrorists, strengthening ISIS's propaganda and efforts to recruit terrorists. Here we are. This is a live look at 4:32 in the morning of the United States Senate floor, where Democrats are holding a 24-hour stand-in. They are doing this against the nomination of Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education. Let's listen in.
Mrs. DeVos's nomination because we don't like charter schools. And frankly, it's not because many of us don't support school choice. I don't have any problem with public school choice done right. I don't have any problem with charter schools. In fact, I have a long history of supporting high-quality charter schools. What we oppose is a voucher system that dramatically underfunds education and that requires students to lose or sign away their rights to get a quality education. And further, we oppose voucher systems that just end up taking public dollars and putting them in the hands of Wall Street. What is exceptional about—
And you've been listening to Senator Chris Murphy from Florida. Again, these Democrats holding this 24-hour stand-in there on the floor as a vote is expected in the confirmation hearing for Education Secretary for today.
Right now, 2 Republican leaders have said they will not support her vote. And as Andy Rose shows us, Democrats just need one more Republican to change their mind.
It is difficult to imagine a worse choice to head the Department of Education.
In a final effort to block President Trump's nominee for Secretary of Education, Senate Democrats plan to hold the floor of the chamber for 24 hours. The Senate is set to vote on Betsy DeVos's nomination Tuesday. Last week, 2 GOP senators said they would break with their party and vote against DeVos, setting up a 50-50 split. But Democrats hope to make enough noise to flip at least one more Senate Republican against her. DeVos, a school choice activist, has faced strong opposition from teachers unions and public school advocates.
Betsy DeVos doesn't believe in public schools. Her only knowledge of student loans seems to come from her own financial investments connected to debt collectors. And despite being a billionaire, she wants the chance to keep making money off shady investments while she runs the Department of Education.
And while the Trump administration stands by its nominee, protests against the billionaire Republican donor have sprouted up across the country.
It's a slap in the face to all the thousands of Americans that work hard in education, have studied it, know something about it, and are dedicated to it, and she could just buy her way into that position.
If Democrats fail to sway another Republican, Vice President Mike Pence will be forced to cast a historic tie-breaking vote.
We're very confident that Betsy DeVos is going to be the next Secretary of Education. It'll be my high honor to cast the deciding tie-breaking vote on the floor of the Senate next week.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
DeVos's confirmation vote is set to begin at noon. A member of the North Carolina Sports Association is showing the serious economic hit House Bill 2 could have if not repealed. In a letter, Scott Dupree of Raleigh included a timeline that shows the NCAA may toss out nearly 100 bids from the state to host championship events through 2022. That's if the law is not repealed soon. Dupree says North Carolina has 113 bids through that year. Greensboro has 55 of those from 2019 to 2022, which could bring in just about $120 million to the area. General Assembly Democrats have already filed a clean repeal bill. Republican lawmakers tell us they are working on a compromise.
This morning.